Welcome to episode 25 of the Italian Americans in Hollywood podcast series. I am Daley Giacopella, and my co-host is Sadie Bruni.
It's so great to be here with you again, Daley. We're going to be exploring the career of an actress, television personality, author, entrepreneur. And as our series suggests, she also has a fascinating Italian-American background.
You're right. We're going to take a closer look at Lisa Rinna. I think she's a really interesting person. There are some people who love her, some people who have very different feelings about her. So we're going to try to understand what makes her so compelling.
Yeah, for this we'll be using a variety of sources. We have IMDb, Wikipedia, Ethnocelebs, and others.
Sounds fun. She's been in the spotlight for such a long time. Can you remind the listener about the scope of her career?
Well, she's had iconic roles on daytime television. She's been a captivating presence on reality TV. She's really made a name for herself.
All right, so let's start with her background. I think she was born in California, right? But raised in Oregon. And her Italian heritage is from her father's side.
Right. Ethnocelebs actually offer some really cool insights into this. Both of her paternal grandparents were born in Italy, in Castro dei Volsci, Frosinone, Lazio, Italy, to be exact. They even provide names for her great-grandparents on the site.
That's amazing. I'm always amazed by how much you can find online now. But let's talk about her career. Didn't it all start with a music video?
It did. It was back in 1985. She was 21. She appeared in the video for John Parr's, that song Naughty Naughty. And shortly after, she actually had her very first television role. She played Jason Bateman's girlfriend
What?
on The Hogan Family.
No way.
Yeah.
Who knew that those early gigs would lead to such a long and diverse career?
Yeah. It's really cool to see how you never know where life will take you.
So true.
But while those were important steps for her, Lisa Rinna's breakout role, the one that truly launched her career, was Billie Reed on Days of Our Lives.
Ah, yes. Days, as the fans call it. A true soap opera institution. When did she join the cast?
It was back in 1992. She initially stayed with the show for 3 years, and her character, Billie, quickly became a fan favorite. She even won 2 Soap Opera Digest awards for her performance. But we all know in the world of soap operas, characters rarely stay gone forever.
Oh, so true. And she did, in fact, return to Days multiple times over the years.
She did.
But in between those stints, she made a big splash on primetime television, right?
Yeah.
With Melrose Place.
Yes, Melrose Place. It was another 90s classic.
Total classic.
And her portrayal of Taylor McBride in that show really kind of solidified her image as this strong, even ruthless woman. And it seems to be a recurring theme throughout her career, too.
Please like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and watch our shorts videos and other podcasts. Links are in description.
You know, you're right. It's interesting you point that out. I can definitely see that thread running through a lot of her characters. She often plays women who are ambitious and not afraid to go after what they want. I wonder, do you think that's a deliberate choice on her part or just a coincidence? That's a great question. Maybe she's just drawn to those types of roles. Or maybe casting directors just see her as a perfect fit for them. Could be a bit of both.
Right, yeah.
It's definitely something to think about as we continue exploring her career, though.
I think so, too. Now, before we move on to some of her other roles, I have to ask, what was the impact of Melrose Place on her career? Did it open up new opportunities?
It absolutely did. Melrose Place was hugely popular, and it really cemented her status as a television star. It gave her a level of recognition that she hadn't experienced before.
Do you think that's when she started to become a household name?
I would say so, yeah. I mean, Days of Our Lives gave her a very devoted fan base. But Melrose Place exposed her to a much wider audience.
Interesting. So from soap operas to primetime dramas, she was definitely making a name for herself. What happened next?
Well, she just continued to take on diverse roles in television and film. She appeared in Veronica Mars. She was in Entourage. She even hosted a talk show called Soap Talk.
Soap Talk. I loved that show. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Did that experience help her to kind of show different aspects of her personality?
Definitely. Soap Talk allowed her to showcase her quick wit, and it showed her genuine love of the soap opera genre, too. She wasn't just an actress. She was a fan engaging with other fans.
And she was so good at it. She earned 4 Emmy nominations for that role.
She did. And it's clear she's more than just a beautiful face. She's intelligent, engaging, and she knows how to connect with an audience. And let's not forget, she's an author, too.
That's right. She's written 3 books, Starlet, The Big Fun Sexy Sex Book, and Renovation, Getting Your Best Life Ever.
She seems always up for a challenge. and just willing to explore all these new avenues.
Definitely. There's a real fearlessness about her, like a willingness to push boundaries. She doesn't shy away from topics that some people might consider taboo.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that kind of brings us to her venture into reality television. She was a contestant on both Dancing with the Stars and The Celebrity Apprentice. Please like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and watch our shorts videos and other podcasts. Links are in description. And she had her own reality show, right, with her husband, Harry Hamlin.
Yeah. It was called Harry Loves Lisa.
It aired for one season on TV Land. It seems she's done it all.
Well, almost. We haven't even touched on her Broadway debut, her clothing line, or her foray into fitness videos.
There's so much.
There's so much more to her story.
That's incredible. It seems we have a lot more ground to cover.
We do.
Our listener has a lot to look forward to in the rest of this episode.
For sure. She really does have boundless energy.
So before we jump into everything else, I want to hear about her Broadway debut.
Okay, so in 2007, she made her Broadway debut as Roxy Hart in Chicago.
That's a dream role for so many actresses.
It is.
Do you think it was a strategic move for her career?
It could have been.
Oh.
Broadway offers a certain level of prestige, and it can attract attention from different segments of the entertainment industry.
It's interesting that it seems a little different from the bad girl roles she often plays.
Yeah.
Do you think she was trying to show a different side of herself?
It's possible.
Yeah.
Taking on a role as iconic as Roxy Hart allowed her to showcase her versatility as a performer.
Right.
And, there's definitely a performative aspect to many of her bad girl roles as well.
Uh-huh.
It's all about commanding attention and captivating the audience.
That's true.
Yeah.
And speaking of captivating the audience, let's talk about her books.
Okay.
She's written 3, right?
Yes.
Starlet, The Big Fun Sexy Sex Book, and Renovation, Getting Your Best Life Ever.
Yes.
I'm struck by the range of topics she's tackled.
Mm-hmm.
Fiction, relationships, and then self-help.
Yeah.
Is there a common thread that runs through these books?
It's interesting you point that out.
Yeah.
While the topics might seem diverse, they all touch on themes of confidence, self-expression, and living life on your own terms. Whether she's writing about fictional characters or offering advice to readers, there's a consistent message of embracing who you are and not being afraid to stand out.
That definitely seems to align with her public persona. She never shies away from speaking her mind or expressing her individuality.
You're right.
Yeah.
There's a refreshing authenticity about her, even when she's being provocative or controversial.
Speaking of being provocative, let's talk about her clothing line.
Okay.
I know she's collaborated with QVC,
She has.
but what's the style of her collection?
So the Lisa Rinna collection debuted on QVC in 2012 and has been very successful.
Wow.
It reflects her personal style, which is bold, confident, and often incorporates animal prints.
I can totally see her wearing those pieces.
Yeah.
She's also involved in cosmetics, right?
Yes. She launched Rinna Beauty in 2020,
Okay.
starting with a line of lip kits.
Of course, lip kits.
Yeah.
Her lips are iconic.
Right.
Was that a strategic business decision,
Totally.
given her, well-known features?
It was a very savvy move.
Yeah.
She leveraged a recognizable aspect of her image to create a product that fans would instantly connect with her brand.
That's smart marketing.
It is.
So we've covered acting, writing, fashion, and beauty.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
She's even dipped her toes into the beverage industry
Oh, wow.
with a line of wines called Rinna Rosé.
Please like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and watch our shorts videos and other podcasts.
Yes.
Links are in description.
They are.
A Renaissance woman indeed.
She is.
Is there anything she hasn't done?
Well, with all of these accomplishments, younger audiences probably know her best for her time on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Ah, yes. RHOBH, as the fans call it.
Exactly.
She joined the cast in 2014 for season 5
Mm-hmm.
and definitely made a splash.
Oh, for sure.
How would you describe her impact on this show?
Some might argue that she revitalized the franchise.
Interesting.
She brought drama, humor, and she wasn't afraid to confront her castmates when necessary. She became a focal point, attracting both positive and negative attention.
She's certainly not afraid of conflict.
No, she's not.
I remember that infamous bunny incident.
The bunny.
It was, a gift from the heart.
It was.
But it just sparked this wave of drama
Yeah.
that has become Real Housewives lore.
It has.
That's so true.
Yeah.
Real Housewives wouldn't be the same without a healthy dose of chaos.
It wouldn't.
But amidst all the drama, she also shared some personal struggles with viewers.
Right, her openness about her anxiety and her decision to use Botox and fillers.
It takes a lot of courage to be so vulnerable on such a public platform.
It does.
And while not everyone may agree with her choices, you have to respect her willingness to be open and honest about them.
You do.
Yeah,
That kind of vulnerability isn't something we typically see on reality television.
that's true.
In a way, Lisa Rinna challenged our expectations of what a reality TV personality can be.
And that seems to be a recurring theme in her career. She's constantly evolving, taking risks, pushing boundaries, and embracing her individuality, even if it means being polarizing.
Right.
Makes me think about her decision to leave The Real Housewives in 2023. Was that another example of her need to reinvent herself?
It could be.
Yeah.
She's always been someone who embraces new challenges.
Right?
Leaving a successful show allows her to explore other opportunities and keep her career fresh and exciting.
And she certainly hasn't slowed down.
Not at all.
What has she been up to since leaving the show?
Oh, she's been busy.
Has she?
She recently appeared in the 3rd season of American Horror Stories.
Oh, cool.
She has a role in a film called Mommy Meanest coming out, and will even be on Lopez versus Lopez next year.
Wow, she has a lot of exciting projects in the works.
She does.
Do you think this constant activity is driven by ambition? Or is it something else?
Probably a combination of factors.
Yeah.
There's definitely a strong work ethic at play, but I also think she genuinely enjoys the creative process and the challenge of taking on new roles.
Right, that makes sense.
It does.
It seems she's always pushing herself to do more and try new things.
Yeah, that's a great observation.
Right.
It's that restless energy, that desire to keep growing and evolving that makes her such a fascinating figure.
We've covered so much about her career.
We have.
But before we wrap up, I did want to circle back to her Italian heritage for a minute.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We know her paternal grandparents were from Italy. But I'm curious how, if at all, that heritage might have influenced her life and career.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's something that we could probably dedicate a whole other episode to exploring.
We should.
Yeah, we should.
But for now, what are some key takeaways that our listeners should keep in mind?
Well, I think the first and most important is just that Italian Americans have such a long and rich history in Hollywood.
They really do.
From Rudolph Valentino
Yeah.
to Frank Sinatra
To Lady Gaga.
to Lady Gaga.
It's incredible.
Yeah, their contributions to the entertainment industry are undeniable.
I agree.
And I think that Lisa Rinna is a part of that legacy.
I think so too.
You know, she brings a certain passion, a zest for life that I think is rooted in her Italian heritage.
I see that.
Yeah.
There's a warmth, a
Mhm.
vibrancy about her that I think really resonates with audiences. It's as if she's not afraid to express her emotions.
Yeah.
To be loud.
Right.
To be a little over the top sometimes.
Right. And those are all qualities that are often associated with Italian culture.
You're right.
But, you know, it goes beyond personality, too.
Okay.
I think her work ethic, her drive to succeed, that also aligns with a lot of the values of Italian American families.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's a very strong sense of family
Mm-hmm.
and tradition in Italian culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we see that reflected in her life.
Definitely.
She's close to her family,
Yes.
and she's been married to her husband, Harry Hamlin, for over 25 years.
That's right. And they have 2 daughters together, Delilah Bell and Amelia Gray.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And she's a stepmother to Harry's son from a previous relationship.
So they have a blended family.
They do.
It's wonderful to see how they've all come together.
It is.
So while she may not always explicitly discuss her Italian heritage,
Right.
I think it's a fundamental part of who she is.
I agree.
It's in her blood, as they say.
Exactly. And I believe it's a contributing factor to her success, both personally and professionally.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
So to our listener, as you continue to follow Lisa Rinna's career,
Mm-hmm.
remember, she's not just a celebrity.
Right.
She's a reflection of a really vibrant culture, a culture that celebrates family, passion, and pursuing your dreams.
Please like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and watch our shorts videos and other podcasts.
And links are in the description.
That's right. And on that note, we will conclude this episode of the Italian Americans in Hollywood podcast series.
Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the world of Lisa Rinna.
It's been fun.
We hope you've enjoyed the conversation and maybe even gained a new perspective on this multifaceted Italian-American icon.
Until next time.
Ciao.
Ciao.